Buddhist, wisdom. 7 vitamins that restore hormonal balance and inner peace. Are you tired of feeling like you are in a constant battle with your own body? Exhausted from the unpredictable cycles, the persistent weight that clings on no matter how little you eat, the emotional fog that makes inner peace feel like an impossible dream? Are you weary of the acne that makes you feel like a teenager again? The hair that thins where you want it and grows where you don't? And the deep, aching fatigue that settles into your bones? This is the daily reality of polycystic ovary syndrome, a silent struggle that so often leaves you feeling isolated, confused, and profoundly tired. But the good news, the truly wonderful news, is that there is a path to harmony. What if I told you that the ancient wisdom of Buddhist monks, wisdom centered on balance, compassion, and attunement, holds a key not just for your mind, but for your very hormones? In today's video, we are not just talking about supplements. We are exploring the 7 essential vitamins, the 7 pillars of wisdom that can help you restore your hormonal balance and finally find that inner peace you deserve. So stick around, because this journey blends ancient knowledge with practical science. And the final vitamin we will discuss is the one that weaves all the others together into a practice of true healing. You truly do not want to miss these life-changing insights into your own body and mind. Before we begin this journey together, I would love to know where you are joining me from today. Please drop a comment below and let me know what part of the world you are in, and feel free to share any questions that are heavy on your heart. This is a space for connection, and I want you to feel seen. And if you are new here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you never miss a health-boosting tip or a moment of shared understanding from Sacred Women's Health. This is more than just a channel. It is a community, and we are so glad you have found us. First, let's talk about the nature of this storm inside, this feeling of imbalance that defines so much of the polycystic ovary syndrome experience. It is so important to understand where this feeling of chaos comes from, and to validate the pain it causes. When you live with polycystic ovary syndrome, you are often navigating a body that feels like it has forgotten its natural rhythm. It's not just hormones in the abstract. It's the very real experience of your body's communication system being in disarray. Buddhist traditions speak of the monkey mind, that restless, anxious, chattering voice that leaps from thought to thought, impossible to calm. For so many of us with polycystic ovary syndrome, it feels like we are living with a monkey body, a system that is just as restless and unpredictable. One month you have a cycle, the next 3 you don't. One day your energy is stable, the next you are hit with a wave of fatigue so heavy it feels like a weighted blanket. This constant unpredictability is perhaps the most difficult part. It makes it impossible to trust your own body. And when you cannot trust your body, it is nearly impossible to find inner peace. You live in a state of bracing, always waiting for the next symptom, the next disappointment. And the world around us often makes it worse, offering simplistic advice like just lose weight or just relax, as if you haven't already tried everything. I need you to hear this, truly hear this. This is not your fault. You did not cause this. This is not a failure of willpower, discipline, or character. You are a woman navigating a complex biological condition in a world that doesn't fully understand it. Thousands, millions of other women are walking this exact same path, feeling this exact same confusion and exhaustion. You are not broken. You are simply out of balance. The Buddhist approach to this is not one of war, not of fighting your body or attacking your symptoms. It is an approach of compassion, of listening, of gently bringing the body back into harmony. It's about creating the conditions for peace, so the body can finally stop shouting for help through these symptoms. We are not here to silence the body. We are here to finally understand what it is asking for. We are here to learn how to nourish it, not just with food, but with a new way of being. This journey is about safety, about creating an internal environment of emotional and physical security so that healing can finally begin. The very first element we must introduce to create this inner calm, this foundation for peace, is the mineral of tranquility itself, magnesium. This is perhaps one of the most vital nutrients for a woman with polycystic ovary syndrome, and it aligns perfectly with the Buddhist principle of finding the middle way, the path of stillness between extremes. When your body has polycystic ovary syndrome, it is often chronically stressed. It's not just mental stress. It's a physical, cellular stress. Your nervous system is perpetually stuck in the on position, the fight or flight mode. This constant state of high alert floods your body with cortisol, the stress hormone, which in turn tells your body to release more insulin. This is the very cycle that fuels polycystic ovary syndrome. Magnesium is the body's natural off switch. It is the mineral that tells your muscles, your nerves, and your brain that it is safe to release, to let go, to rest. So many of the symptoms we associate with polycystic ovary syndrome, the anxiety that hums beneath the surface, the difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep, the painful muscle cramps, the tension headaches, even the desperate cravings for chocolate, are often cries from the body for magnesium. When your levels are sufficient, your nervous system can finally shift from that sympathetic stress state to the parasympathetic rest and digest state. This is where healing happens. This is where your body can finally focus on repairing, regulating, and balancing. Can a simple mineral truly quiet such a complex storm? The answer is a resounding yes, because it addresses the root of the physical tension. It doesn't just mask the anxiety. It helps resolve the physiological reason for it. It improves your body's sensitivity to insulin, which is the cornerstone of managing polycystic ovary syndrome. It allows for deep, restorative sleep, which is non-negotiable for hormonal balance. You can find this beautiful mineral in dark leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard, the very color of serene nature. It's abundant in almonds, pumpkin seeds, and dark chocolate. When you eat these foods, the practical application is not just to consume them, but to do so mindfully. Feel the grounding energy. Imagine that magnesium is a wave of calm, moving through every tense muscle, every frayed nerve, and giving it permission to be at ease. This is the first step, building a foundation of calm. But calming the nervous system is only the beginning. We must also address the internal light, the very source of our energy and mood, which is so often dimmed by the fog of polycystic ovary syndrome. May I ask you something personal? How many times have you felt completely alone in this, misunderstood, trying to explain the invisible war happening inside your body while others just don't see it? How many times have you felt like your struggle is invisible, like you are screaming for help in a room where no one can hear you? As you try to describe the exhaustion, the pain, or the deep sadness that comes with feeling like your body is not your own, I know that ache. I know how isolating it feels. You are not alone in this feeling. If this resonates with you, if you have ever felt that sting of being misunderstood on this journey, please leave a comment right now that says, "I understand this struggle." Just type those words. Write it exactly like that. Your message will be a signal of light for another woman scrolling through these comments, perhaps in the middle of the night, feeling desperate and alone. Your comment will let her know she has found a community that finally understands, and that small act of connection can give her the strength to keep going. Your voice matters here. The second essential vitamin we must embrace is the vitamin of the sun, the element of clarity and inner light, vitamin D. In Buddhist philosophy, ignorance or darkness is the root of suffering, and enlightenment is the process of seeing clearly, of letting the light in. This is a perfect metaphor for the role vitamin D plays in polycystic ovary syndrome. An overwhelming majority of women with polycystic ovary syndrome are severely deficient in this crucial hormone, and it's no coincidence that this deficiency mirrors the most common emotional and physical symptoms: the persistent low mood or depression, the brain fog that makes clear thinking feel impossible, and the chronic, deep-seated fatigue. This isn't just a lack of happiness. It's a physiological shadow cast over your entire system. Vitamin D is essential for regulating mood and is a powerful support for your immune system, which is often overworked and inflammatory in polycystic ovary syndrome. But most critically, it plays a vital role in insulin sensitivity. Without enough vitamin D, your body cells cannot hear the message of insulin properly, forcing your pancreas to shout louder and louder, creating the very insulin resistance that drives polycystic ovary syndrome. How can something as simple as sunlight truly impact our hormones so deeply? Because vitamin D, which is actually a prohormone, is the body's primary clock setter. It works with your circadian rhythm to tell your body when to be active and when to rest, a fundamental rhythm that polycystic ovary syndrome so often disrupts. It helps to regulate the ovulatory cycle and supports the healthy development of follicles in the ovaries. Restoring your levels is like opening the curtains in a dark room, allowing the light to flood in, helping your body to remember its natural cycles. The most natural application, of course, is safe, mindful sun exposure. This isn't about tanning. It's about the practice of receiving the sun. Just 10 to 15 minutes a day on your arms and legs without sunscreen can be a powerful practice. Feel the warmth on your skin, not just as heat, but as information, as energy, as nourishment. For many of us, especially in winter or with darker skin tones, supplementation is absolutely necessary. But as you take it, visualize it as swallowing a piece of the sun, bringing light and clarity not just to your mind, but to every cell in your body. We have addressed the need for calm with magnesium and the need for light with vitamin D, but now we must address the very mechanism that manages the sugar and energy that so often drives the imbalance, the mechanism of communication itself. Before we continue, if this information is bringing some clarity to you, if you are feeling a sense of hope or understanding, please take a moment to hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss these insights from Sacred Women's Health. Your support allows us to continue creating this space for healing. The third essential element on this path is a nutrient that functions like a B vitamin, and it is truly the vitamin of attunement, inositol. This is perhaps one of the most well-researched and effective nutrients for polycystic ovary syndrome, and its function aligns perfectly with the Buddhist practice of mindful listening. Inositol's primary job in the body is to act as a second messenger. It is the helper that stands inside the cell, waiting for the signal from insulin. When insulin knocks on the cell door, inositol is what opens the door and says, "Yes, we hear you. Come on in." The problem in polycystic ovary syndrome, with insulin resistance, is that this messenger system is broken. The cells have become deaf to insulin's signal. The door remains closed, the glucose stays in the blood, and the pancreas, thinking it's not being heard, panics and sends even more insulin, creating a cascade of hormonal chaos. This high insulin is what tells the ovaries to produce more androgens, like testosterone, leading to the symptoms we know so well. Inositol, specifically a combination of myo-inositol and D-chiroinositol, helps to repair this communication line. It restores the hearing of the cells. In Buddhist practice, attunement is everything attuning to the breath, attuning to the sensations of the body, attuning to the present moment. Inositol is the vitamin of bodily attunement. It helps your metabolism listen to insulin again. It helps your ovaries listen to the right hormonal signals, which can help restore ovulation and regulate cycles. Why haven't you heard more about this if it's so powerful? It's often overlooked by conventional medicine, but in the world of holistic polycystic ovary syndrome management, it is foundational. This isn't about forcing the body into submission with a powerful drug. It's about gently and effectively improving its natural communication, its own internal wisdom. While it is found in some foods like fruits, beans, and grains, the therapeutic doses required to truly make a difference for polycystic ovary syndrome are generally only achievable through supplementation. This is about restoring the signal, cleaning the line, so that your body's intricate orchestra of hormones can finally play in harmony again. Improving the signal is vital. But we also have to calm the internal fire of inflammation that so often scrambles the message and causes so much distress. The fourth vitamin on our journey is a powerful mineral that acts as the guardian of our internal boundaries: zinc. In Buddhist wisdom, monks speak often of subduing the fires of the mind, the fire of anger, the fire of grasping, the fire of delusion. In the body, we have our own fire, inflammation. And with polycystic ovary syndrome, this fire of chronic, low-grade inflammation is almost always burning. Zinc is one of the most potent anti-inflammatory nutrients we have. It is also the great protector, the gatekeeper. One of the most painful aspects of polycystic ovary syndrome is the effect of high androgens, which can lead to cystic acne, hirsutism, unwanted hair growth, and devastating hair loss on the head. This is where zinc truly shines. It acts as a natural boundary, helping to inhibit the enzyme that converts testosterone into its more potent form, DHT. It helps to calm the excess androgen production, addressing the root of these symptoms, not just covering them up with creams or medications. Zinc is also essential for wound healing, which is why it's so critical for healing acne and for a healthy immune system. Can a simple mineral really help with my skin and hair? Something that feels so intractable? Yes, because it is not just working on the surface. It is working deep within your hormonal pathways, helping to establish a healthy boundary that says enough. It calms the fire of inflammation that makes skin red and angry, and it balances the hormones that drive the symptoms. You can find this protective mineral in foods like oysters, beef, pumpkin seeds, pepitas, and lentils. The practice here is one of nourishing your boundaries. As you consume these foods, visualize the zinc reinforcing your system, calming the internal fire, and protecting your body, allowing your natural radiance, your true skin, to emerge peacefully. We have nourished our calm with magnesium, our inner light with vitamin D, our attunement with inositol, and our boundaries with zinc. Now, we must learn to flow with the current of life, rather than feel stuck and rigid. And this next element is the very essence of fluidity. The fifth element we will welcome is the vitamin of fluidity and non-resistance, omega-3 fatty acids. A core teaching in Buddhism is to be like water, to flow around obstacles rather than crashing against them. It is the practice of non-resistance. For so many women with polycystic ovary syndrome, life feels the opposite of fluid. It feels stuck. We feel stuck in our bodies, stuck in a weight that won't budge, stuck in a cycle of inflammation, and even stuck in rigid, anxious thought patterns that loop over and over. This feeling of stuckness has a physical counterpart: inflammation and cellular rigidity. Omega-3 fatty acids are the ultimate antidote to this. They are the most powerful anti-inflammatory nutrients available, working to extinguish that internal fire we spoke of. But their deeper magic lies in what they do for our cells. Every single cell in your body is surrounded by a membrane, which needs to be soft, fluid, and flexible, like a healthy, flowing riverbank. This allows hormones and nutrients to pass in and out easily. When our diet lacks healthy fats, or is high in inflammatory fats, these membranes become stiff and rigid, like dry, cracked earth. Hormones like insulin literally cannot get their message through. Omega-3 salts restore that fluidity. They make our cells supple and receptive again. This flexibility isn't just physical. It nourishes the brain, which is made mostly of fat. Omega-3 salts are clinically shown to ease depression and anxiety, helping to break those rigid, stuck thought patterns and allowing for more mental flexibility and peace. You might be thinking, fat? Isn't fat bad for me, especially if I'm trying to lose weight? This is the great misunderstanding. We are not talking about inflammatory fats. We are talking about healing fats, the kind that extinguish fires rather than starting them, the kind that build a healthy, flexible brain and hormonal system. The practical application is to invite these healing fats into your life through foods like fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines, or if you are plant-based, from flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts, or a high-quality algae-based supplement. As you do, visualize this golden oil bringing fluidity, ease, and flow to every joint, every cell, and every thought, allowing you to move through life with less resistance and more grace. We have now nourished our calm, our light, our attunement, our boundaries, and our flow. But to maintain all of this, we need the energy to walk the path, and that requires the spark of vitality. The sixth essential vitamin is not a single entity, but a crucial family of nutrients, the B-complex vitamins. In the Buddhist Noble Eightfold Path, there is a concept called right effort. This is the principle of balanced energy, not too much effort, which leads to burnout and stress, and not too little effort, which leads to stagnation and apathy. It is the gentle, persistent, balanced energy to continue on the path. The B-complex vitamins, B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B12, and folate are the physical fuel for right effort. Their primary job is to act as the spark plugs of our cells, converting the food we eat into usable energy, ATP. One of the most profound complaints of women with polycystic ovary syndrome is the bone deep fatigue, the feeling of running on empty, of having to drag yourself through the day. There is a clear biological reason for this. Your body is working overtime trying to manage the hormonal chaos, and that process is incredibly draining. Furthermore, a very common medication for polycystic ovary syndrome, metformin, is known to deplete levels of vitamin B12, which is essential for energy, nerve health, and mood. These vitamins are the spark of vitality. They are critical for healthy detoxification in the liver, which is where your body processes spent hormones. They are essential for creating neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, which govern our mood and motivation. Without adequate B vitamins, we simply cannot find the energy to make the other changes, to cook the healthy food, to go for the gentle walk. Why are you so tired all the time? It's not laziness. Your body is quite literally struggling to light its own fire. The B vitamins are the kindling and the match. You can find this family of nutrients in a wide variety of whole foods, like leafy greens, eggs, legumes, and grass-fed meats. The practice here is to understand that we are not seeking a nervous, frantic, caffeinated energy. That is the energy of wrong effort. We are seeking a calm, grounded, cellular energy. The kind of energy that allows you to wake up feeling rested and to move through your day with presence and vitality, not anxiety. This is the energy that allows you to engage in your life with balance. We have now gathered all the physical components. We have the calm, the light, the attunement, the boundaries, the fluidity, and the energy. But the ancient monks knew that the most powerful vitamin of all is not one you can swallow from a bottle. It is the one you must cultivate within. This is the seventh vitamin, the one that connects and amplifies all the others. The seventh and most profound vitamin on our path to healing is not a nutrient at all, but a practice, mindfulness. This is the very heart of Buddhist wisdom, and it is the single most powerful tool you have for managing polycystic ovary syndrome and finding inner peace. Here is why. The polycystic ovary syndrome stress connection is not just a theory. It is a direct, destructive physiological cycle. When you are stressed, whether from work or relationship, or even just from worrying about your polycystic ovary syndrome, your body releases the stress hormone, cortisol. Cortisol's job is to prepare you for a threat, and it does this by dumping sugar into your bloodstream for quick energy. To manage this sugar, your pancreas releases insulin. As we know, high insulin is the primary driver of polycystic ovary syndrome. So, your stress directly and immediately worsens your insulin resistance and your hormonal imbalance. It is a vicious cycle. The polycystic ovary syndrome causes symptoms, the symptoms cause stress, and the stress makes the polycystic ovary syndrome worse. Mindfulness is the practice of stepping out of this cycle. It is the antidote to the fight or flight nervous system state. How can simply sitting and breathing possibly change your hormones? It's a question many ask. It changes your hormones because it changes the commander of your hormones, your brain and your nervous system. Mindfulness, the simple act of paying attention to your breath and observing your thoughts without judgment, is a direct signal to your body that you are safe. It is the only way to consciously shift your body from the stressed, sympathetic nervous system to the rest and digest, parasympathetic nervous system. When your body is in this parasympathetic state, it can finally get to work. It stops hoarding resources. It stops flooding your system with stress hormones. It can focus on digesting food properly, on regulating your immune system, on detoxifying, and on sending the correct, peaceful signals to your ovaries. The practical application is not to try and empty your mind. That is a myth that causes more stress. The practice is simply to observe your mind, to sit for even 1 minute and notice your breath, to notice the anxiety, to notice the craving, to notice the self-critical thought, and to just watch it without believing it, without arguing with it, and without becoming it. This practice creates a space between you and your suffering. In that space, healing happens. This vitamin of mindfulness is what makes all the other vitamins work. It allows you to absorb your magnesium, to feel the effects of your vitamin D, and to create the internal peace that your body has been begging for. If you made it this far, it means you are truly searching for answers, for relief, and for a deep, lasting hope. This channel, Sacred Women's Health, was created for exactly that purpose, to help you understand your body, to help you regain a sense of control, and to find solutions that actually work, blending ancient wisdom with practical, modern understanding. You are not alone here. You are not. We are building a safe, sacred space where women just like you, women who have felt misunderstood and alone, can find support, compassionate guidance, and real information that makes a real difference. This journey with polycystic ovary syndrome can be one of the most isolating experiences a woman can go through, but it does not have to be that way. We are here with you. If this is the kind of guidance, the kind of community, and the kind of support you have been looking for, please subscribe now and be sure to turn on the notifications. Every video we create is another step on the path toward a healthier, more balanced, and truly happier you, helping you find the peace not just in your mind, but deep within your body.